Hey guys, today I'm going to be painting a shop sign for my car club, Goondockers, out of Springfield, Missouri. We originally made the logo on Paint 3D, but that doesn't give us anything physical to hang or display saying who we are. I figured since I like to come home and paint to de-stress after a day of work, if it's been a long one, figured I might as well try and do something enjoyable and put it on YouTube. So the colors that I'm going to be going with today are red, black, white, and a little bit of yellow. Canvas is already black. Sorry about the bad angle. Just in a little room of my house that the animals aren't running around in. So, and I'm recording on my computer, so please excuse any crappy audio or video quality. Can't do anything about that right now. I'm just using a tabletop that's been spray painted black and some acrylic paint from the store. It's like 98 cents. Don't expect Bob Ross or anything. I've only painted like 4 things. I just think it's fun. I've got some fonts on my phone here. You can't see that, but I got some fonts on my phone that I'm going to be trying to go off of if I don't frisbee this thing across the room the first time I mess it up. So, here we go. Also, you probably shouldn't try to learn from me right now, seeing as I have no idea what I'm doing. Been hesitant to video for a while, mostly because I realized my voice sounds like Kermit the Frog on camera. So, we're gonna give it a shot though. Why not? I'm just blocking out the letters here with electrical tape, or at least the top and bottom line, so I can keep height the same, because I realize that's a huge problem for me. My letters all seem to come out different sizes. I have masking tape somewhere. I have no idea where it's at. So I'm using electrical tape. Okay, so if I don't scrap this video because it turns out like garbage, I'm going to be doing the name Goondockers in red. Shit. That's already started. We're learning here. Alright. So, a little background. I mainly went with the name Street Snail Speed Shop because well, really I just like slow things. And I have no idea how to make them fast. It's hard to afford other people to make them fast for you. So, yeah. Usually just leave them slow. And, so, street snail. I like snails. They're cool. They're just little turds that run around and get under your feet. And they make my wife mad. It's fun getting on her nerves sometimes. I painted a couple other things in here. This sign was, I think it was the first one I ever painted. You can't tell because you can't see the top half of it, but it's that circle on there is really crooked. So that one also is just the same though. It's spray paint, black, a little silver around the edges, and acrylic on top with, I think, wood sealer on it. Hung it outside for a while just to see how it would hold up. It actually did really well. I think I was expecting to keep it around, but there it is on the wall. I actually ended up liking it. That was actually how I figured out I just enjoyed painting. That one took forever. A horrifically long time. My hand cramped up I don't know how many times just because I don't really paint. I like to stick to things I'm good at. But unfortunately I have no idea what those are yet, so who knows, the content of all this might change if I realize I completely suck at it. It's a very possible reality. I don't like giving up, but sometimes you just gotta know when to stop. I've got a mirror over there. This was the original color scheme that I wanted for the Street Snail Speed Shop logo. Then I realized that absolutely nothing matches up to teal and gold, so I just went with red, white, and blue. It's a little easier. Yeah, so this one is blue and gold. It's a circular logo. That one is just script basically smashed out onto a broken mirror with a crappy paintbrush from Walmart. Much like this one, except that brush was a lot bigger. And then there's another sign I did over there on another broken mirror, actually the other half of it, in red, white, and blue. Took a lot more time for that one. Turned out a lot better, and I'll show you guys that eventually, maybe. If I actually like what's I come out with here. It's an entire possibility that I won't. I actually didn't even do an audio test. You might not even be able to hear this at all. But come the end of this, I'll show you guys what this looks like. And I probably should have blocked out the ends of these letters too, because these may, in all actuality, just be absolutely huge and not even fit on this. And I'll, like I said earlier, frisbee this thing across the room. No big deal, and I'll try to make another one later. Yeah, but like I said, this is for a car club. Our president owns a 66 Cutlass. I don't really know what my role is in this club. I just kind of, I don't know, just make signs and images for people on Paint 3D. It's kind of cool. I like it. I like having a hobby, being able to do things for other people. It's fun. We've got another guy with, I think it's a 66, 67 Coronet. It's orange. It's pretty cool. It's got the old Mopar look, you know. I love that. Some Fox bodies. Some Jeeps, some trucks. One of our guys has a dropped Sonoma. I believe his name on YouTube is MyBlue92. It's pretty cool. He's put a lot of work into it. Engine swap, dropped it, new wheels, tires. It sounds absolutely mean. But as I found out the hard way, cars are very expensive. Basically, I just jumped in, bought one, and pretty sure my wife almost strangled me when I bought it. The 1950 Pontiac Silver Streak, it originally had the straight 8 engine in it. An absolute turd. I bought it, cranked on it for about 2 weeks with absolutely no idea what I was doing because I don't do engine things with cars. And yeah, well, it actually ended up running. That was cool. Was with a lot of help from my buddies. Got to give credit where credit's due. That absolutely would not have happened without them. Brought it out. My buddy brought out his Cutlass. I raced the Cutlass, if you want to call it a race. Really wasn't. Obviously, V8 versus inline 8. It went absolutely horrible for me. But one of my neighbors down the street saw me back there trying to get it running for a good long time, almost the entire 2-week period. His name's Terry. Absolutely great gentleman. Really great guy. And he told me he had a 383 stroker for sale with a NASCAR carburetor. I had no idea what that meant, so went over there, listened to it run. Sounded absolutely glorious, like thunder in a box. Immediately, I just had to have that thing. So, once again, once I got my re-enlistment bonus, I went ahead, purchased it from him, to my wife's dismay, once again. And it's been in the shop since then. But it should be pretty mean when it comes out. Me and my buddy with the 66 have a race scheduled to happen whenever both of our cars are finished. I believe he is currently going to do an LS swap on the 66. Sorry, my neighbor's yelling. probably can't hear it, but it's distracting. Yeah, he's doing the LS swap. I'm getting mine 383 swapped. Obviously, he's still gonna kick my ass, but it should be a lot closer this time, if you want to call it close. It probably won't be close, but should be a really fun time all the same. And very excited for it to happen. No matter how it goes down, you know. It'll just be nice for both of us to have our cars back running and driving. But yeah, that car gave me nothing but hell, basically, the whole time I had it parked out back. And yeah, no, I love going back there and working on it, though. It gave me something to do whenever I'd come home or I'd get bored. It was an easy way to kill a whole lot of time. It was really fun. So you guys, it's kind of coming along. It's not the best, but it's fun, you know. So if I can figure out how I put this thing together to begin with.
What?
Oh, I messed that one up. Yeah, so a lesson learned, just think things out before you buy them. I didn't. Really should have. Things tend to work out a lot better that way. Yeah, but old cars are fun. They're very cheap to fix, but very expensive to make better. Nothing in the world is ever going to change that, I don't think. But it's definitely something I enjoy doing. We haven't been very active as a club for very long. We just got started less than 6 months ago, but I feel like we're growing pretty quickly. We've had a bunch of new members, and for people that all work 1 to 2 jobs, feel like it's actually coming along very well. And it's nice, There's a group chat, everybody talks, everybody jokes together. Something that I don't know, I've never really been in a car club before. But this one's pretty nice. It's a good group of people. I'm very happy with it. Just one of the reasons, that I'm doing this. Had a cool idea for everybody to come up with a name for their own shop if they had one. And mine I picked Street Snail Speed Shop, of course. And yeah, so here we are. I have my sign up there, just as something cool to look at and enjoy when I come in here. Obviously, it's definitely a goal that the next ones I make be better than that one. Obviously that one was a first attempt ever, so things should logically get better from there. That doesn't mean they will. But, we'll see how these things turn out here. These letters aren't turning out quite like they do if you were to type them. And, I don't think you can expect them to either, though. Just because I don't know why, but I have really shaky hands right now. Maybe it's because I'm actually recording myself, so I'm nervous or something. But, this is definitely turning out better than I would have expected it to. If someone asked me to just take a board and paint it. Overall, I'm actually pretty happy with it right now. Like I said, it's not perfect, but hopefully when somebody does watch this video, though, it'll be something they like, or something that they can look at and get some ideas from or something. I'm not a professional sign painter or something. This is only the fourth thing I've ever painted, really. But for that, I think it's turning out pretty good. I don't know how YouTubers just can find things to say for a whole hour-long episode, or video or segment or whatever you want to call it, because I'm honestly running out of things to say. I have no idea what to talk about at this point. I don't know, I picked red, white, and yellow because I figured it would pop a lot more, and it's really not. I wish it did. I don't know if there's really anything I can do about that right now. But, yeah, we're getting somewhere. Slowly. Real slowly. I don't know, I picked acrylic because hopefully it would dry fast. It seems to be working. I may have laid it on a little bit heavy. I did lay it on a little bit heavy. But, you know, I've done worse before. Like, the second sign I ever did right there. My wife likes it. I think it turned out horrible. This one turned out okay. The letters actually turned out really decent, I think. But I actually, drew them out with a pencil and laid down on the floor and painted them out, and you can still see where I, drew lines out to block out the letters. But it's not too awful. And here's my attempt at pinstriping, I suppose. I've never done this before. Probably gonna turn out completely not symmetrical. But that's okay. This goes downhill. Just do another one. Yeah, I have a really good time doing this, though. It's really very relaxing, and it's really fun. Like I said, I'm not Bob Ross. Quite obviously here. But, I've definitely done worse. judging by the fact that this one's not a complete and total failure. Yeah, I'll take it as a win. Yeah, see, this looks like a gigantic mustache to me. So, yeah. Yeah. I definitely should have not gone with a line that big because I don't think I'm going to be able to replicate that. But I've seen worse. Mostly by me. So, I don't know. I'll show you guys here in a few minutes, I think. So sorry if this turns out really long. I have no idea how to do all the time lapse nonsense or put music in or any of that. I'm actually not even entirely sure how to upload a YouTube video right now, but we'll see how that goes. I am not an electronics guy. I actually didn't know that my laptop could record video up until this point today. So, yeah, pretty cool though. I have no idea how guys from the 60s did this stuff. But they were definitely a lot more talented than me. Cause this is this is pretty rough, not gonna lie. I don't know. I know. I'm actually more into things like rally and like, um, Subaru Rally Team USA and stuff like that. But I think that the guys who race gassers are absolutely cool as hell. And all the lettering and the striping and stuff on the sides of their cars is so cool. That's the kind of stuff that I'd love to learn how to do. Maybe one of these days it'll be possible. just slinging paint at a board. So, yeah. It's fun though, that's the goal of it all. If you can't have fun, why do it, right? That's why people build cars. That's why I bought my car, and why I've lost track of the amount of money I've thrown at it, to make it faster and stronger and bigger and better. And that's why everybody does it. And it has been out of my hands for 6 months. There's a lot of people that are like, well, why didn't you just build it yourself, or, but something that big and that expensive, that I'm gonna be trusting my life in. That I can't really afford to fix again. That's definitely not something that I'm gonna trust these hands with, By all means, I applaud the guys who do and who just jump in and go for it, because that takes a major set of cojones. That is definitely not me. And it's definitely something that I'm gonna learn eventually and want to learn. But this car is definitely not the way to do it. These things, they'll happen the way they're meant to happen and when they're meant to happen. I think that's alright with me. I threw way too much paint at the bottom of this when I started talking and yapping my mouth. So this thing's probably going to turn out looking really busy. But I think that's okay. That's my excuse. I'm a busy guy. So this will have to do. So if you've stuck through this whole time, I appreciate it. If you haven't, you're probably smart enough to leave earlier. But But if you have, thank you for sticking around and listening. And I know I said it earlier, but we're a lot closer to the end of this than we were before. I have no idea how long I've been painting for right now. My wife called me at the beginning. So I'll check and see when that was. But I know this is getting on pretty long. Yeah, so now I'm just going to do the top that's left on it, and that will be the end of this. Because I'm pretty sure I've just about slung all the paint at this thing that I can reasonably stick on a board and pass off as anything other than boredom. So we're just about finished. That's completely not symmetrical. I'm looking at that and realizing it. That's not symmetrical in the least. Well, then it wouldn't be hand painted by me now, would it? So we're about to see how this all turns out. Got 2 more colors left to throw at it, and then this will be just about over with. think this last bit of red I threw at it was a horrific mistake. But I'm too far in now. Yeah, that top got jacked up. But I don't know. I still kind of like it. But and it's backwards. There's a lot of color in there. Way too much color. But